And welcome into the Backstage Pass. Of course, another week, another show, and we're doing them all the way until Friday, as we do every day here on the show. Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, again, powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. And, of course, coming out tomorrow is our fantasy football look at Week 14 of the NFL and who to start, who to sit, and who to kind of pick up in those DraftKings drafts out there in fantasy football. Myself and CJ Garten out there. Then on Friday this week, American Idol, she's been great out there and doing a lot of things in the pop world. Michaela Phillips is going to be on with us, talk some music and have a good little time. Yeah, a little bit under the weather, but the show must go on here as we're presented by our good friends over at Bangtail Whiskey and, of course, our good friends at MitchMax.com and Hank Jr. Production. Pleased to welcome in a lady that I tell you what, country music always finds us in the best way, and definitely she's one of those stars I'm looking at to rise very fast. The current single, Always Almost Over You, is out there across all the digital platforms. Sofia Claire joins us here on the program. How's it going?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
We're doing good. A little bit under the weather, but hey, the show must go on, right? That's what we say as everybody out there. It's cold going around, like you and I were talking before the show out there too. Well, I'll tell you what, just kind of get right at it too. The love for music. I want to get to know you a little bit at the top here, the background, kind of where you grew up, and kind of when did the bug bite a little bit.
Okay, well, I was born and raised in Redwood City, California, my hometown here. I'm still here. I kind of go back and forth to Nashville. Um, I grew up with lots of music influence in my life, not because my parents were musicians or anything, but because they just loved having music on 24/7. My mom especially, after a couple proseccos, she is just playing every George Strait song known to man. And her and my aunt were always really, really into country music and were always playing it around me. So yeah, the bug bit from a young age. My mom heard me singing when I was about 7 or 8 years old. She was folding laundry and I was playing with Barbies and making them sing. And she heard me from across the hall and was like, "What was that?" And I was like, "What was what?" And she's like, "Your voice, what was that?" And I was like, No, I just learned this in my music class. And she always retells this story. She tells it funnier than me, but she immediately was like, "You know what? We need to get her started in shows and in music lessons and voice lessons." So she was definitely a big start
Mhm.
for me. She helped me start my career and helped me start out my voice and training and everything. So yeah, that's when the bug bit, but I
Mhm.
wasn't doing country. I wasn't singing country until about 2 years ago now. I had always wanted to. It was what I grew up on.
Mhm.
It was my heart and soul music. But finally, a couple years ago, my coach, Jessica Ford, who's now my manager, heard me after, we've been doing lessons for a while, but she heard me sing some country song during one of our lessons and she was like, "You know what? I think you're ready. Let's start this. Let's start retraining your voice to do country and
Mhm.
we'll get you on the path to start recording." And that's kind of how everything started.
Well, as I mentioned too, you can kind of feel it in both the songs that you've released out there too, and the other one is "I Don't Feel Like Dancing Today." We're going to hear that one today coming up here. I know it was just released on September 17th, I believe. Hey, talk about this because I listen to a lot of the WSM up there 650, which is just great radio. If you ever get a chance, people tune in, listen to it too, and stream it and all that good stuff. Spotlight Artist of the Week for October 2021. When you got the news, I guess what was the first emotion that went through you?
I screamed. I got the email and I was like, "WSM, no way." Because like
Hmm.
I had been to Nashville a couple times, but right when you go out there, everything is WSM.
Hmm. True.
Everything is WSM. When you go to the Grand Ole Opry, WSM is everywhere. It was just like totally surreal for me and definitely a big win for a small artist like me. So that was awesome.
That's, I guess, if it's indicative of the music out there too, as well. Again, two songs out there. Let's go ahead and fire off one. We'll come back and talk about it too. And like I said, any order that you want to play it, we'll go ahead and do that. And definitely, as I always tell people across all the digital platforms, go ahead and get the streams out there. Pick them up. I know I did, as you guys know, I always do. So definitely support the artist out there. And then I believe it's SofiaClaireMusic.com to check out the website. Correct?
Yes,
There
yes,
we go.
thank
All right. I told you we come prepared on this show. We always do. So it's
you.
all yours.
Okay, so the first song we're going to be playing is called "I Don't Feel Like Dancing Today." Again, my first single, and my guitarist Johnny Bayless is here playing with me.
All right, Johnny. We good.
Yep. I don't feel like dancing today. And if the world's a stage, then I'll just stay away from the lights that seem to blind me, 'cause I can't seem to find me anymore. I don't feel like putting on the show, but I'll do my best so nobody knows. Sometimes my heart's not really in this, but my heart's nobody's business but my own. Ooh, so I'll go through the motions like everything's okay. I'll spin around, keep wearing this smile upon my face, and maybe by tomorrow everything will change. But I don't feel like dancing today. I don't feel like loving you right now. Sometimes even two feels like a crowd. Yeah, I just need some distance, a little space where I can get this all worked out. Ooh, so I'll go through the motions like everything's okay. I'll spin around, keep wearing this smile upon my face, and maybe by tomorrow everything will change. But I don't feel like dancing today. Yeah, yeah. I don't feel like dancing today. If the world's a stage, then I'll just stay away. 'Cause these lights keep getting brighter, and no one's the wiser to this masquerade. Ooh, so I'll go through the motions like everything's okay. I'll spin around, keep wearing this smile upon my face, and maybe by tomorrow everything will change. But I don't feel like dancing today. No.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-hosts Kirsty Krause, Jeff McMahon, and Karen Lee Batten as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here with Sofia Claire on the Backstage Pass, of course, presented by our good friends always at Bangtail Whiskey and Hank Jr. Productions, and of course, MitchMax.com. Back here a little bit under the weather, but we're still here. We're flying through it. And it's kind of one of those songs that, you know, I like kind of sitting back, and I guess on these cold days that we've had here in Texas, these little cold fronts, you're like, you know, I don't feel like dancing today. I don't feel like doing much today. It's just one of those things where you really
you're not feeling too good.
It's kind of like, you know, your body's run down. And you're like, man, just a vitamin D or C. We've had no sunlight hardly the past couple of days. These cloudy skies and these cold fronts coming through, and I guess that's probably what's led to the sinus infection. But definitely, I want to hear more about this one too, because I believe you guys had a single release you mentioned in September. I think it was the 17th. You guys put it out there. great team of artists and writers and of course producers you worked with this on. Tell me more about this song and kind of how it came to light.
Yeah, so this song was actually pitched to me, and a bunch of songs got pitched to me right when I first started because right when I first started recording, I mean, I was writing, but we kind of wanted to start off with some stronger songs. So, my manager reached out to some of her friends who were writers and they sent over songs. And I mean, I just got a bunch of great songs, but this one just totally stuck out to me because it just felt like me. Like the second I heard it, I was like, I don't even know these people, and this song feels like it's written about me. Because I grew up dancing, so it felt like there was a literal meaning there. I remembered all of the nights being on stage or in the studio way too long and just not wanting to do it some days. And then there's also the kind of metaphorical meaning, like I just don't feel like doing this today, So
Yeah.
I thought it was just such a great song and such a great introduction to me. And all of the writers were just amazing. Jennifer Aiden, who was one of the writers on this song, and I got together after, and she's just amazing. And yeah, I mean, this really couldn't have been a better song for myself to start off with.
I really, really kind of feel that, echo the sentiments, no doubt. And kind of what's the plans now? You mentioned kind of the single we're going to have you play here in just a little bit, Almost Always Over You. And I know people close the year with certain goals and aspirations, and going into the new year, we've all got them. We all want to accomplish things by the end of the new year, minus to get more rest, which I need to do. But I'm always staying busy. So now it's like going into 22, we're getting ready for CRS and some of these other things we're doing as media outlets. So it's just staying busy, and I've got a lot of things going on. For yourself, give me some individual goals and kind of accomplishments you want to close out the year and then kind of start the new year with.
Yeah, well, I think to close out the year, I definitely want to be more present, I think, in the next month because of just how much is going on during the holiday season with gigs and, all the social media stuff that's going on right now. Just to be more present and really enjoy it because I don't have anything else coming out until next year. So I feel like right now we're kind of on a good roll and I get to chill out a little bit until January. So I'm really going to bask in that. But some of my goals for next year are definitely to write a lot more, perform a lot more. I want to, hopefully we're thinking about maybe doing a tour next year. So
all right.
That is a big goal of mine, and also an album at some point.
I just want to sit front row when I'm feeling better and I've got my cold beer in my hand or whiskey, whatever it is. I'm going to get out there, whiskey for the throat to feel better, and then just sit there and just take it all. Hopefully it's a nice day. And just let me sit front row when I get to Nashville, if that's okay.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm going to be at CRS in February.
There you go. All right. You got to come by and say hi to us. We'll be there at the Omni doing our shows Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I promise you, I will feel a lot stronger at CRS that day. Won't get any sleep for that 4-day period either. But we'll have the Sunny D and some of the other stuff with the vitamin C, vitamin D type stuff. So, and probably a lot of the Bangtail whiskey, which I know Brandon's going to say, yeah, I'm going to bring you a bottle on the property there too at the same time. Hey, tell me about this, because a lot of people do a couple things. Like I've got a couple irons in the fire when it comes to this show, and then have a day job and a couple of things out there. Yeah. Yourself, you're in school doing business marketing. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
How's that going?
It's going good. It's going good. I've got I think I've got 2 more semesters left, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of my backup plan. That's just one of the other hats I wear. And then I also wear the hat of being a dancer. I'm on my dance team for college.
There you go. All right.
I ride horses out here and take care of my dad's horse and my brother's horse. And that's kind of another hat that we put on.
Which is always fun to do. And you got to have those hobbies away from music. I know for me, it's probably trying to play a little bit of golf and enjoy time with the family. And of course, the holidays coming up. So I'm shutting operations down for at least 2 or 3 weeks and getting back to normal, which is good because all we have to have an outlet to kind of get out there and do things that we enjoy. So that's cool that you have the dancing and kind of the horseback riding kind of escape from music, because it can keep you busy. Or at least people tell me that's the fact is once you're into this, man, you're into it 110%.
Exactly.
What are kind of some of the challenges, especially, being a female artist? I mean, I talk to so many great female artists on this program. And I know once in the beginning, a kind of a male dominated industry way back when, and you see last couple of years, we've seen the ACM Awards show. And I know last year they did that big tribute with all the 90s singers getting out there on stage, and Sarah Evans and Crystal Gale and all the other ones. And this year you see Lainey and Lindsay and a lot of great people. Ashley McBride, Carly Pierce wins the female vocalist. What is it about this female class right now it's going strong out there? It's huge.
Oh my gosh, they're amazing. They're so amazing, and it really feels like a door has been opened for someone like me to be able to be seen, to be heard and seen. I always say that because it's, one of my favorite quotes from Chasing That Neon Rainbow. I just want to be heard and sing. So I think that this class of female artists are just killing the game, and they're really opening doors for all of us female artists, especially in award shows and everything. I mean, they are just dominating. So it's really awesome. And for an artist like me, who's a female, and I listen to a lot of male artists, it definitely was intimidating. It was really intimidating to get started, because I was like, there's so many other people who are doing this. There's so many, guys who are getting so much traction and everything. But after seeing, like you said, Ashley McBride, Lainey Wilson, Carly Pierce, all those amazing ladies, it really feels like it could happen for me. So I'm feeling pretty optimistic.
Well, you should with singles, and it's singles like this where it won me over, and it's the latest one that's out there right now, Almost Always Over You, which came out November the 5th, so just a little over a month ago now. It's hard to believe we're saying December 8th tomorrow. Still can't get over that, how it's December, and we're closing out 2021. But it's out there across all the digital platforms. Be sure and go get your copy right now. Hey, let's have you play it and grace us with what a great song. I love this song.
All right. Yeah, here we go.
Went home weekend without even thinking of what you've been doing or who you've been seeing. But for some reason, might be the bourbon, might be the time, might be the smoking them neon lights. But when I see it, I get the feeling I should have stayed home tonight. I was so close to moving on these feelings, boy, we're almost gone. Then you walk in and rock me like that 90 proof. I was almost sober, done with your hangover. Then you pull me back in like you always do. It's like I'm always on the soap with you, always on the soap with you, always on the soap with you. You know exactly what you do to me. I can't quit you, I can't resist you after a few drinks. Let's open that bottle, let's dive right on in. We're salt and tequila in that wound again. What's one more shot? What's one more kiss? Baby, here we go again. I was so close to moving on these feelings, boy, we're almost gone. Then you walk in and rock me like that 90 proof. I was almost sober, done with your hangover. Then you pull me back in like you always do. Always almost over you, always almost over you, always almost over you. Almost over you. You walk in looking like you do. Yeah, yeah. Always almost over you, always almost over you, always almost over you.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-hosts Kirsty Krause, Jeff McMahon, and Karen Lee Batten as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. Front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
I don't know. Maybe a glass of that'll help tonight, dude. I've got some in the pantry. I've got to get out and mix it with a little Coke too, as well. So that's a good thing. Is the sinus medicine is not working, so I'm gonna see if that just seeps down the throat real well. And again, Bangtail Whiskey. Check them out, bangtail.com, and of course the Easy Liquor app. Best way to get that. Also, thanks to Hank Jr. Productions and MitchMax.com. You get some of that Backstage Pass merchandise for the holidays. Right now, we still got the 20% off discount going on there. You'll see the code there in the margin in the comment box here on the broadcast. Back here with Sofia Claire, Nashville recording artist, and countdown to CRS is on. I'm still waiting on those dates and everything too as well. 23rd to 25th. We'll hope to see you there. And definitely got a list of things right now that's just it almost blows your mind when you think about it. For the first time in about 2 years that I've done a live show on scene. Looking forward to meet you there too. What a great song, and that's one of the reasons I had to have you. When just I love Bev's like just so much a great personal friend of mine. Love her very much, and a great individual in the business too. When she sent me this, I said absolutely we have to do this. Tell me about everything about this one, because I love it's got that catchy feel to it. It's country all the way to me. And it's like, I think part of it is I drive a pickup truck. So if I'm driving down the road and I'm cranking it up and the instrumentation, the vocals, it's got radio feel to me. Tell me about this one.
Thank you. I love hearing that. Yeah. This song was written by Michael Wilkes, Jesse Murphy, and Summer Overstreet. And Michael Wilkes has become a good friend of mine now. So I go over and write with him, and he sent me this song, and I just loved it. I had to have it. So yeah, once he sent it over to me, I heard it and I was like, this is so like what you just said. This is so upbeat and fun. And I feel like I can hear it when I'm driving my car or something, and just sing along to it. So it was kind of one of those songs for me where you hear it and you can't get it out of your head and you keep singing it in the shower. And that's how I know.
Yeah, that's the way it feels. Yeah. For me, it did that too. Like I couldn't get out of my head. Like it was just one of those and that's when it's a good song and you like it, and it's one of those things that kind of has that just good feel musically to it, both instrumentally and lyric wise. And I love those upbeat kind of fun country songs that are out there too at the same time. So I think, like I said, when people hear the recorded version and hear you play it live, it's one of those they leave with going, "Yep, she left an impression on me, both in the heart and in the mind of just great songs out there." It did for me. So hopefully the audience. And Don was tuning in, one of my listeners. I love that one too. So there you go, Don. You go ahead and download that across the platforms. Hey, I want to jump into a little fun stuff here. We'll do some rapid fire, but I thought this was pretty cool. As you kind of know, we do the homework for the program. I'm sure Bev always told you that out there. It's just one of the things we pride ourselves in. Double cousins in the family. Tell me about this.
That is so funny. Yes, double cousins in the family. So my mom and her sister married brothers.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I want to explain it in a way that it doesn't sound weird, because it's not. Like my dad and his brother came from Italy, were born and raised in Italy, came here. They ended up in the same town as my mom and her sister. And my mom's sister, she's younger. So actually her and my dad's younger brother met first, and they started dating. And then, my aunt kind of started bringing my mom to family gatherings and, Sunday dinners, all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, her and my dad ended up hitting it off, and both have been married now for, I don't know how long. Yeah, so I've got 3 double cousins.
I love that. It's pretty cool. We'll jump into a little bit of family stuff, but that's always a unique note there. Tell me about this too, because people know me by day. I'm a high school history teacher, historian yourself. You love European history. Give me kind of a little backstory how this happened too. And I guess, did you get a chance to travel and they left a lasting impression there? Have you been to Europe?
Yes. Yeah. So like I mentioned, my dad was born and raised in Italy. So I try to go back every 2 years because this is kind of another country aspect of my life. My family owns a farm up there. So, I try to go every 2 years and spend my summer on the farm up there. So, yeah, that's what I like to do when I'm over there. I like to kind of just hang out. But if I have time, I like to go travel and go see the churches and the castles and stuff. The castles to me are just amazing. I'm like, if I go this summer, I'm going to try to Airbnb one if I can get if I can get enough people to go with me. But yeah, that's kind of how I got into that. Was the first time I went, I was definitely like just struck by all the history. I was like, this is so cool. Like
Yeah.
so many of the towns, especially our town there, is just like stuck in medieval time. It looks medieval. So I thought that was just so cool. And everywhere I go now, I have to look up the history of each monument.
That's one thing I've not been able to do, is to go over there and experience that. But hopefully in a few years, we got some family and my wife's side, the Germany side of it too, as well, to stay there. And of course, that'll be a big savings in itself to stay there. But I think we're going to do the train and kind of get around from, country to country and kind of do the things. And also want to do Ireland one day. Just everybody keeps talking about how pretty Ireland is. So
that would be so amazing. It looks beautiful there. I would love to go there too.
But definitely Italy, because of my family history and being a history teacher for world U.S. history and all that good stuff too. Did geography, I've done that before, so it's definitely a good feeling to get out there and experience other cultures, the food, the festive, the fun, all that good stuff. And just I love excursions. I'm not big into cruises, but when I do travel, I like to get there on a certain time. I love to fly, and when I get there, it's more or less kind of like, okay, what are the locals doing? Where do I go? What do I see? What do I take in? So I do love the sights and sounds, and that's one of the things. One of my favorite stops that I ever went to was actually on a cruise. I don't care for cruises, but the Dominican Republic. Learned a lot of cool things over there at the Dominican, which was pretty cool too. Also enjoyed Cozumel and doing some I guess you could say cave diving, or at least walking in caves and stuff like that too, and seeing the old kind of the Mayan ruins. So it's you've piqued that interest. You sparked it again for the next few years to get back to Europe for your love of history out there. All right, we do this thing called rapid fire. I've kind of jumped into it, so I'm gonna fully jump into it now. Like I said, just diving off the diving board there and cannonball. So here we go. Tell me about family. You've got some dogs. You mentioned the horse, Pomeranian, I understand.
Yeah. I've got a white Pomeranian.
Okay.
She's 3 years old. She actually, when my guitarist got here today, she was barking at him.
Oh wow, he's in trouble.
Not too yappy, but I think she got scared of the beard.
Yep.
But yeah, so I got a little Pomeranian. She's amazing. We're obsessed with her. And we've got 2 horses. We have an Andalusian who came off of a ranch in Oakley, and he was meant to be a dancing horse. So
wow.
Yeah, every time you get on him, we're trying to train it out of him, but he starts pattering, dancing. And then my oldest brother has a quarter horse that I go take care of with him sometimes. And yeah, and then I have 2 older brothers who were my, protectors growing up and are now 2 of my best friends. So yeah, both of them play instruments. They both play guitar. My second brother plays bass, but neither of them really want to be on stage. So
it'll be my family will be playing with.
Yeah.
I play bass, my son will play rhythm.
Exactly.
Well, I guess it's one of those things to where it's either in the family or it's not, but you have somebody that's kind of like the off family that's going to come up there and be on stage with you too, and musically inclined. I'm not, and do not sing. I did play some instruments over time, but I've kind of dropped that like a bad habit. Yeah, trumpet when I was middle school, high school. You just kind of play around with it, and you're in the marching band and stuff like that. But it never, life gets busy. You get jobs. You get out of school. You know how it goes. Just the world it keeps on ticking too.
You're a music appreciator, though.
I do. Yes, I listen to so much of it every day.
Yes, we love people like you.
That's good. That's a good thing too, because I listen to everything like every morning, and like I also represented artists out there, so people know me. I do some booking for her too, so I try to listen to what's going on there, and I think just music of all genres. And I think one of my favorite things I love to do is these reality music shows are pretty amazing, like The Voice and The Idol, and of course AGT, America's Got Talent. So much talent's coming off those shows. I think it's a good thing for the industry, because some of these people, and I know that there's one story that really won me over a couple of weeks ago. Wendy Moten has been a huge background singer. I think she did some background vocals with Martina McBride when she first started out, but she's like 56 or 57. She's competing on The Voice, and I think she's right now top 8 or top 7, whatever they're at right now. It's just, I think these shows are good for the industry. Some people, may disagree with it, but what's your thoughts on some of these, especially with like The Voice? You got vocal coaches that really give them advice on the business and of course the recording process, and is this a radio hit? I mean, there's so much they really do a good job of coaching on The Voice.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's a really good thing for the industry because you get so many people who normally wouldn't be like, you get undiscovered people, basically. People who this is their way of being seen, you know, like not everybody has is super tech savvy. Not everybody knows how to, you know, get a big following and kind of get themselves seen on Spotify and all that stuff. Not everybody has access to recording and stuff. So I think it's a really good way to get artists out there who don't have the chance to go record and go, you know, promote their music and stuff like that. So I think it's a really great thing. And it's just, you get so much, what do you call it? You just get seen that way. Like there's so many people watching, you get such a huge audience from it. So I think it's a great thing for those artists. And I think it's, you know, good for different genres. I think it's great for country music.
Yeah. And I've heard many of them say here on there, we've had a few Idol and of course the Voice contestants, they always say, you know, the real work begins when you get off a platform like that, but that platform really helped build the image, gain notoriety, and really give them that overall presence they may not otherwise have had if not doing that type of platform. Let me ask you this. If you could be a contestant on any game show out there, your phone rang tomorrow, what game shows would you pick?
I would probably pick The Voice.
Okay. All right.
I don't know why. I think like it's so cool to get to work with an artist that close, especially artists that are that big. Like,
yeah,
when do you get a chance to do that? You know, unless it's also huge. So I think I would try for The Voice.
All right. I can see you on there too. I do all the voting, NBC app and all that good stuff too. And tonight, I think the results come out tonight. So, yep, music aficionado that I am, I'll be watching. No doubt about it. Get down to the top 6 or top 5 coming up tonight when they do that. All right, favorite food, favorite drink.
Favorite food, favorite drink.
Or foods or drinks.
Ooh, this is a hard one. I like everything. Like,
okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I eat everything. There's not a lot of things I don't eat. But I am a hot pot fanatic.
Okay.
Do you guys have a lot of hot pot places out in Texas?
There's a few here and there. I can't wait to get to Nashville and try this thing. Hattie B's. Everybody's been talking about Hattie B's here on the show. So this hot chicken.
Hattie B's is amazing.
Okay. So I've got to do that. I've got a couple songwriters that want to go out and do some little dinners and just kind of, you know, meet and greet type thing. But I really want to go there for the food. I'm going to be so busy with everything going on for those 3 days. And I haven't been to Nashville in 15 years and broadcast a show live on a platform live out there doing remotes in about 2 years. So I'm ready to I'll be so busy tied up with that. I'm ready to go out and try the food and actually enjoy some of the time, late nights and stuff like that. So Hattie B's is on my list. Is there a drink out there? Drinks, I guess, caffeine. Do you coffee? Is it espresso?
I mean, espresso for me. I love espresso. I probably have like 4 a day. So, yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's all.
My guilty pleasure is Coca-Cola, but
there you go.
I'm trying to cut it back. I might have like one a week, but that's definitely my guilty pleasure. That and I mean, White Claws on the weekends are.
There you go. For me, it's that sponsor you hear about here on Bangtail Whiskey. It's that's pretty good too. Mix it with a little Coke or Pepsi. It comes down strong, and I'll be having that glass tonight to get rid of all this stuff up in here, sinus wise.
It's sickness.
Yeah, it is. It really is, and that's so true that you say that too. That I need something like that because the Allegra and all the other stuff I'm taking is just not. It's not working. Neti Pot's not doing it, so it's time to really enjoy something else. It's going to be a remedy to try something out there. All right, let me ask you this one. When it comes to it, pizza. If you're a big fan and you're ordering it just for yourself, what toppings go on it?
If I'm ordering it just for myself, I have to have an arugula and prosciutto pizza.
Ooh,
yeah,
like prosciutto
for me.
I like prosciutto, dude. It's and arugula. I can get that early taste until I kind of chew a little bit way too much, and then I'm like, arugula. I just gotta warm up to it. Just can't. It's just not my thing. Meat pizza, yes, and extra cheese, and they say, like I said, no stuffed crust, and I like thin crust. So that's just.
I like thin crust too.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to eat that way, and you could have more slices.
That's the truth. It really is, dude.
You feel
And
better.
less carbs, no doubt about it. All right, let me ask you this. Phone rang tomorrow. Sophia Claire is a millionaire. What car are you buying?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, this is such a good one. Oh, I don't know though. There's so many different ones I would get. Like, I would like a Rubicon, a Jeep Rubicon.
Okay.
I think that would be awesome. But I also like, I know I'm a country singer. I'm probably not supposed to say this, but I love sports cars. I love
There you
Ford.
go.
So I might get myself a Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio.
Okay. It's you know what? Hey, it's your money. You do what you want with it too. And I asked somebody yesterday the dream house, or would they buy a dream house? Would it be Nashville for you? Would it be another part of the country?
Good question. It would probably be Nashville, and it would be like a Yellowstone compound
There you go.
where I could like breed horses and have all the space to go ride and have cattle and everything like that.
Well, I look forward to that too. Like I said, if you get that call, feel free. Let us know. We'll definitely be there to ride some horses and
My first invite.
no doubt about it too. Well, looking forward to seeing you at CRS. Just glad we could still do everything and put this together. And thanks to Bev out there. And again, almost always over you. It's a tongue
It's a
twister
mouthful.
too, no doubt. It's out there across all the digital platforms. AAOY. There you go. Almost always over you. And of course, I don't feel like dancing today. Whatever metaphorically you want to get that, or the actual dancing to out there too. I love the songs. Get them across all the digital platforms. Sophia, I always say perseverance is the key. I'm going to get some rest tonight. I promise. Drink a little whiskey. At CRS, I will feel a lot better. Thanks for doing this, and thanks so much for being on. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. I'm excited to see you at CRS, feeling better, and
We're going to do that, no doubt, in person. We'll see you guys coming up Thursday of this week, and then Friday, of course, Michaela Phillips. Thanks to all the sponsors. Until then, have a great night from the Backstage Pass. So stay tuned.